Hello, Jeffrey and Alberton, coming to you with the next installment of what drove me to go this far and try to take my own life. In the last one, I said I'd go into more detail of what really did happen. Well, my ex was a pro dom, I was a submissive. I went over that in the last one. But she asked me for the ultimate gift that a submissive could give a dominant, a pro dom especially, and that was my testicles. I hummed and hawed and thought about it. I agreed to it. So she ordered the medical grade salt and bought the Everclear to mix it with. Well, she started injecting that in my testicles and ended up basically just doing one. Well, it killed it, it shrunk it down to the size of a pea, and it became painful. But okay, fine, dandy. I was okay with it. But she told me I had to do all this research and everything else, which I did. She warned me that there'd be all these mood swings and everything else that would go sit once when they both died. But we only did one for now. But she had me go along and buy the surgical knives, the surgical clamps, the stitches, also too, she had me try to find the Novocaine to freeze it so she could do it with me. Her plan was to do it to me in our dungeon I built for her work and go along and do it herself. I agreed to it. It should be red flag, but it's okay. I'm not blaming her. It takes two. But with that, I went along and she decided let's start doing the next one. So she started doing injections in my other one. Well, it became so bad that it got infected, became the size about that big. I was at work, I couldn't go to work. She told me, don't rat her out, don't say anything, don't do anything. I said, I won't. So, went along and told the doctor I fell off a ladder, fell on the boards and that, right? So she didn't get in trouble. Well, when I went along and had to do a couple of tests, they had to go along and make me pee into a container, and they found blood in it as well. So the injections weren't put in the right place, in the testicle, which caused the infection and for it to start rupturing. Well, the surgeon thought they took me to surgery right away. Okay, fine, dandy. I ended up having that one removed, and she spent probably 15 minutes with me after it got removed. Okay, fine, dandy. She had to go do other things. Needless to say, I found out she had to go spend it with her new boyfriend. Okay, fine, dandy. Because, whatever. When I was finally able to go home, I called her. Yeah, I'll be there when I can get there, about half an hour. Okay. So she shows up, takes me home. I end up with about a week or two off of work. I go along and the other one is still causing me lots of pain. Well, she decided to move her boyfriend into our house. to share the same bed as me and her. Like, really? Okay, fine, Angie. Whatever. I love her. Love is blind. She goes, I'm not leaving you, blah, 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 but I want another lover. I was a little bit upset, but I agreed to it. I said, yeah, okay. Because of both of them being removed. Well, I ended up buying him his cigarettes, putting a roof over his head, paying for all his food and that. Okay, fine, dandy, not a problem. I was a little bit upset. When I went along and finally said something about it, it's like, blah, 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 you're trying to make money, you can't make money. Well, he's got to pay something. I can't be flipping the bill for your lover as well as you and your kid. Blah, blah, blah. Well, he finally gave her $500 for 2 months. And I wish I could live for that. Have all my food supplies and cigarettes bought for me for $500, basically $250 a month. I wish. I spent more than that on cigarettes for him. I probably bought him 6 cartons of cigarettes, if not more. But it is what it is. This is all about mental state. I'm not whining about it. It was all red flags. But it's to show what kind of mental state it put me in. Well, I went back to work probably for 3 weeks to a month, and I had to get another surgery. They had to remove the second one. Okay, fine, dandy. They went and removed it. She wouldn't even come visit me in the hospital. She'd rather spend time with her new boyfriend instead of me. Okay. Oh, but I still love you, she says. Okay. I get home. She ended up, her and her boyfriend were doing pilot truck work. Sleeping in the same truck all the time. They didn't make much money at doing it, but it is what it is. So I had to help cover her part of the bills that she was supposed to be responsible for. Well, I started going into menopause because of it. Because of no testosterone whatsoever. Oh, hot flashes, mood swings, everything else. I finally got back to work. I'm having a real bad day. Really bad mood swings and that. Hot flashes that I called her. She goes, oh, suck it up, princess. You already told me this was going to happen. You said you'd help me through it. But, oh, no. She'd rather go spend time with her boyfriend and try to help me. So, it is what it is. I go along. I'm finally getting to work. I'm short on rent this time because of both surgeries. I said, I'm going to need a little bit of help so I can pay the rent. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. Huh? I help you all the time. But anyways, so I had all this. How am I going to come up with this money to pay the rent of the 5-bedroom house, try to rent the extra 2 rooms that we had, only renting 1 out of the 3 we could rent. She told me she's too busy with, she can't rent them out. She doesn't have time to. Well, okay, red flag, red flag. Oh well. I'm at work one day, and I get a phone call. Yeah, Sherry and Jack are just trying to, we're trying to save up money so they can move out on their own, everything else. It's a big scam. She's gonna leave you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, dandy. I told them about it and I got this phone call. I said, is this true? Oh no, who called you? Blah, blah, blah. Well, it came up as a number from my work. I went through all the video cameras at work with my boss, everything else. Nope, someone spoofed the phone number, which you can do. It's not hard to do. But I went to the police and said, blah, blah, blah. And my employer even wrote a letter for their champagne. Well, I ended up making all the food for her and her new boyfriend, meat pies, lasagna, baked spaghetti, everything that you can take on the road for them. I made all their meals, Caesar salad, pepperoni, jerky, bits and bites. Like, I made all the food, bought it all for them. And they liked it. I got a couple of thank yous, but yeah, more money out of my pocket, and I didn't have it. But I did it anyways, because love is blind. So I'm at work, and I get this phone call from her. It was not a phone call, a text message. We're done. I'm ending the relationship. I'm moving out with her boyfriend. Okay, fine and dandy, not a problem. I was doing that. You couldn't do it face to face. I'm going through all this because of my testicles being removed, and you want to do this over a text message? I come home. Finally get home. I go into the bedroom to have a shower because I was hot and sticky. And the gun cabinet that I had bolted in the safe, a small safe inside there, I had bolted through the rafters in the floor. They ripped out of the floor. The guns were laying on top of the bed. My big 300 was missing. My 6.5 I couldn't find. A couple others that were there. And it's like, I just need to calm down. So my favorite thing to do to calm down was either reload ammunition or turn around or work on my guns, because I'm a big gun enthusiast. So I grabbed my 308, which I needed to redo the scope because it wasn't quite right. Need to redo the match. I go into the garage. As I go into the garage, I noticed the TV in the living room my uncle bought for me for Christmas was gone. Quite a bit of the other stuff in the house had already been removed. It's like, oh my God, really? So I go into the garage. I wanted to be left alone. So I took a rope, tied it around the door handle, tight around the railing. So it couldn't be open because I wanted to be left alone. I needed time to cool down, get my head together, because it was going everywhere. It really was. Her boyfriend was sitting in the living room while this was going on. Her kid was in their room. I could hear her trying to open out the garage door. It's like, no, I'm not into it. Couple of times, couldn't get the door open, so she goes out the front door of the house, walks all the way into the garage. I got my scope partway off my gun. She comes in and starts doing something. I said, leave me alone, get out of here, leave me alone, or I'm going to shoot myself. She turns around and says, go for it. So I did. Now, the next episode, I'll do about me in the hospital and a lot of other information. You guys all have a good time of day. But this is just to show what kind of mind state she put me in, her boyfriend put me in, and how it was all done because of both testicles being removed. And how much she said, oh, I'll be there for you, but wasn't.